Today I'll be sharing and swatching my favorite drugstore lipsticks and lip glosses for spring, but a lot of these will also work perfectly for summer makeup looks as well. One thing that I really wanted to focus on with this video besides spring lipstick shades is comfortable lip products. So not only are these going to be super on trend as far as the color, but you're gonna enjoy wearing them. I'm just done with uncomfortable lip shades. I don't care how pretty it is. I wanna feel good as much as I wanna look good. So let's get straight into these comfortable drugstore spring lipsticks and glosses. But first, if you're new here, hi, my name is Miranda. Welcome to my channel where we talk all things budget beauty. If that sounds interesting to you, then become the newest member of the Slashed Squad by hitting subscribe and the bell icon. I want to start out by talking about the two more matte options out of everything I picked out. Everything else has at least a little bit of shine or it's straight up glossy. But this one is definitely the most matte out of the bunch. This is the Milani Color Fetish Matte Flora Lipstick in Blossom. So even though the Color Fetish matte lipsticks do give a pretty true matte finish, they are so comfortable. They glide on the lips with full coverage color. And this is such a great day to night spring lipstick shade. I want to say it's almost fuchsia, but it's just got a little bit of warmth behind it that brightens it up. I do have a full video about the Milani Color Fetish Flora collection, so I will leave that linked. But basically these have hyaluronic acid in the formula, so they stay feeling very hydrating on the lips. They never dry out. I believe I have a before and after shot in that video in regards to wear time, but the brighter shades in this collection, like Blossom, do leave a stain behind, so you get a little bit of that longer lasting color. And here is an example of the staining. I forgot actually how intense it was because it looks like I still have product on my lip and I've been like going at them with a wipe. So yeah, if you do prefer longer lasting matte lipsticks, this is gonna be your spring pick. Moving on, this is the second most matte option that I'll be talking about in this video, but it is not your typical matte liquid lipstick. This is the Wet n Wild Cloud Pout Marshmallow Lip Mousse. And even though I mentioned that this is one of the matte options of this video, it does have a little bit more of a natural finish. It reminds me a lot of the ColourPop Blotted Lips, which is a product that I loved, but I discovered it like right before they started discontinuing them. So this shade, which I think is perfect for spring, is called Fluff You. It's sort of a warm medium pink. And when I say that it has that blotted lip look, this does not go on completely opaque. It is more of a sheer matte liquid lipstick. The end result is similar to a lip stain, but this is very comfortable. The formula has argan oil, avocado oil, and vitamin E. Okay, I'll admit I typically don't reach for orange lipstick like ever. I think that they kind of exaggerate the yellow undertone in my skin, but I think orange lipstick looks beautiful on tan and deeper warm skin tones, so I wanted to include this one. This is the Wet n Wild Megalast High Shine Lipstick in Tanger-ring the Alarm. I will say that out of all the orange lipsticks I have tried, this one is more wearable. It's a lot less clowny bright and a little bit more like citrusy fruity. I've done a full video on these lipsticks, so I won't linger too much. I will leave that link below, but these feel very buttery and balmy. They have muru butter, mango butter, sunflower, and watermelon seed oil, so they really feel like a lip balm, but have the color and shine of a lipstick. This is fragrance-free and cruelty-free. I just love this lipstick formula. Now, because this is a shiny lipstick, it is not transfer-proof, but I do find that the color lasts a pretty good while. You may want to reapply after eating though. And even though it feels very slick on the lips, it does not feather or smear outside the lip lines. I wanted to include a tinted lip balm in this video because honestly, that's what I've been wearing the most, especially with fresher spring makeup looks. So this is one that I'm loving, and it does add quite a bit of color, as you can see. It's the Pixi Plus Rose Lip Nourisher. It only comes in the one shade, which is sort of a blushy pink, but I think it would be pretty flattering across skin tones. Plus, it's just the slightest bit sheer, so your natural lip will add to the shade. It also has no fragrance or flavor, which I appreciate. Sometimes I want to break from the overstimulation of lip products. So I'm not sure if you can tell throughout this video, but my lips are actually a little bit chapped today, but swiping this on immediately makes them feel so conditioned. This is super lightweight. Honestly, when I'm wearing it, it just just feels like I have moisturized lips without necessarily product on them. And it's great for those no makeup days. This next spring lip pick is a classic at the drugstore. This is the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Creme Brulee. I am convinced that this shade just looks good on everybody, for real. It is a nude pink that is very neutral. It doesn't pull too warm, it doesn't pull too cool, which also means that it's gonna match a lot of different makeup looks. Now this is almost a Your Lips But Better type shade for me. It's not so far off from my natural lip color, it's just a little bit more rosy. But I love how the butter glosses feel on the lips. They are not sticky at all. They feel very moisturizing and comfortable. I don't know why it took me over a decade to become obsessed with these, even though everybody's been talking about them forever, but I am so on the butter gloss train for spring. Also, just an application tip, you can really get a plump lip look if you pair this with a slightly darker lip liner and line the lips. And because this is so neutral in undertone, it matches a ton of different lip liner shades. Okay, so I know I'm gonna be wearing this lip gloss through spring into summer. It's brand new at the drugstore. This is the Physicians Formula Watermelon Sugar Lip Gloss. This lip gloss feels very nostalgic in its smell. It has a very intense watermelon sugary smell. Like I can definitely smell it while I'm wearing it, but also the packaging, because this is the first time in a long time that I've seen a lip brush on a lip gloss. Usually I'm not a huge fan of this. I feel like it's a bit messier or more like gloopy applying versus using like a doe foot applicator, but it's a vibe. It really does remind me of like early 2000s lip gloss, but it does not feel like early 2000s lip gloss, which I think is really important to point out. So this is in the shade Juicy, which does look pretty coral on me. There's a little bit of translucency to it, but still a pretty good amount of color. And this is made with Physicians Formula's star ingredients, muru butter, kupwaku butter, and takuma butter. So this is super moisturizing and comfortable on the lips. It has a cushy feel to it. I would say it's a little bit thicker than the other lip glosses that I'm mentioning in this video. I just love the color. It stays looking so shiny and juicy, and it's called Juicy. I mean, it really does live up to its name. All right, just a little behind the scenes tidbit. I have been swatching these lipsticks and glosses out of order. I usually do this based on what's going to stain my lips the most. I keep those for the end, so that way the swatches are the most accurate they can be. But this product fell through the cracks. It's a lip gloss, and it's one of my favorite recommendations. So I hope that the fact that my lips are already stained doesn't get too much in the way of your idea of the shade. This is the Revlon Super Lustrous, the gloss in Blissed Out. So this has quickly become my favorite lip gloss formula at the drugstore. It just checks all the boxes for me. It's on the lightweight side. It's not sticky at all. It feels very balmy and nourishing. And it does add a noticeable wash of color with very fine shimmer. It does not look glittery. I like that it's not too sheer, but it's also not too bright. It has agave, moringa oil, and kupwaku butter. I just love how plump it makes my lips look. And this shade Blissed Out is sort of like a sheer coral with gold shimmer to it. Honestly, looking in the mirror, it might just look a little bit deeper right now because of the stain on my lips, but the actual pigment to this, you can see it's not like super sheer. So I think you can still get the idea. Sorry. Finishing off with the deepest shade recommendation of the day, I think that this would make a really beautiful spring date night lip. It's the Flower Beauty Bitten Lip Stain in the shade Play. So someone in my drugstore beauty lovers Facebook group actually recommended this to me, and if you're not a member, I will leave that link below. And I'm so glad they did, because this is easily like the best lip stain I've ever worn. I have really bad luck with lip stains. For some reason, they don't want to apply evenly on me. I think because my lips are perpetually dry. But even today, I do have dry patches, and this applied beautifully and evenly. This is a water-based lip stain formula. Out of the tube, it kind of has a gel-like consistency, but once it dries down, it really feels like nothing's on my lips. Now, I'm someone who drinks through a straw nearly all day. I'm always sipping water, and I never get transfer on my white straw when I'm wearing this lip stain. That's pretty impressive, but if you eat something even a little bit oily, you probably will have to reapply. But even though it's a lip stain, it does reapply really well, like it layers nicely on top of the previous application. It has a beautiful natural satin finish, and as far as this shade, even though I would typically think of berry colors more fall appropriate, I think it's a little bit more muted, so it's not as bold of a statement. So that's why I think that this works really well as a spring lip color. What was your favorite shade that I swatched today, and do you have any go-to drugstore spring lipsticks? Tell me in the comments below. Today's shout out goes to Isamar. Thanks for being a member of the Slashed Squad. And join me over in this video next where I do a full face of the cheapest makeup you can find at Sephora. I'll see you over there. Bye!